some of the very smartest people around us who I really respect what they've done are saying, look, we've seen the things that you haven't seen, and we're suggesting we start pumping the brakes before we get to that turn.
It's been incredibly helpful dealing with the thoughts of the AI and the GPTs and the rate at which our technology is advancing. And of course, there's a huge spectrum of people and their interpretations of it, but it's definitely growing faster. And it's something that I find myself thinking about more. And then what allows me to stay grounded in the chaos that is the world is my family. And of course, my family and God, and keeping those things up front. And whenever I feel like I'm out of control or that technology is going out of control, I think, okay, well, what can I focus on? Well, I can be a better dad. I can be a better husband. I can be a better person in my community. And so those are the things that it's like the positive to the negative of the chaos.
Yeah, and the chaos has always been there. You know, I remember reading something not long ago about the most terrifying thing to ancient man was the ocean. Ancient civilization, not forests, not the mountaintop, not whatever. To leave shore, or certainly to leave sight of land, was to risk everything. Remember, the ships, whether in Asia or in the Africa or Middle East or whatever, in ancient time, they just weren't equipped to navigate and handle the consequences of the ocean and ocean currents. And so that it's always a chaos symbol in ancient literature. And it's because you just don't know, you know. And one of the things with some of the technology, as exciting as it is, because I'm an optimist, a tech optimist, there is this also on the fringes of it, this chaos. And we don't, you know, here we are, 15 years into smartphones. And certainly in my life, as awesome as that tool has been, and it has been spectacularly awesome, there's all kinds of consequences and chaos coming out of it because we're early adapters. And until we get some time with the tools that come into our lives and learn how to adjust, we've got to deal, unfortunately, with a lot of the byproducts of the chaos that come with it. And that sometimes that's a pretty hard learning experience.
What do you think about Wozniak and Elon Musk's idea to put a hold on it for 6 months?
If it would work, I think it's like any proposed idea to deal with chaos in our life, whether it's the tragedy of a shooting, it's the people exploiting a tax code, kids racing in the street, artificial, like whatever. Choose the point in time in history or in our culture where there's a consequence or a potential unintended consequence going on around us, and we feel the need as a community to say, hold on, how do we reconcile this and give ourselves some guardrails? You know, most of our systems of government and thinking are at most 1,000 years old. Most of them are exponentially shorter than that. And we've got these tools, and I know you've heard this said before many times. I'm sure it's not in my original idea. I would cite the source if I could remember it. But we've got these tools that give us godlike power without empathy or, the knowing of what all the consequences of these things could be. So if some of the very smartest people around us who I really respect what they've done are saying, look, we've seen the things that you haven't seen, and we're suggesting we start pumping the brakes before we get to that turn. I listen to them. I just don't know. You start pumping the brake. I start pumping the brake. The dude 5 cars back does it and just plows into all of us. And so is it we take that chance? I don't know. I just don't see. That's just here in the States. I don't see that in a geopolitical sense being slowed down. And in the new world, that is the competitive landscape, is how you leverage these tools to serve your interests, whether they are corporate or national. How we bring that to bear in a way that makes sense. I don't know. I don't know the answer to it. I'm not opposed to it, but I haven't yet seen the answer to that.
I think it's the equivalent of me saying, okay, everybody, there's tons of gold over here in this specific area of the world.
Right.
Don't go there.
Right.
Don't go there. Wait 6 months. Us billionaires are going to try to figure out what to do.
That's
and then we'll
right.
tell you, but don't go get that gold even though you can.
Right. Here's the consequences to the environment if we do unregulated sorting and sifting and blast mining and whatever. And it's even if we just treat it at face value and believe that it is altruistic and it is not for exploitative. And I'm not accusing those two gentlemen of any of those things. I think they're remarkable technologists. But it's just human nature is, and that's just within our own communities that we have some influence, or certainly we're part of. Outside of that influence, I mean, it is just there is a race. Human beings being human beings, we invent, we explore, we to our detriment many times, but we continuously do these things, and so I just don't think it's doable. I mean, at the end of the day, I just don't think it's doable.